Hello students, we are going to study today in our class types of silk, okay, then an activity to differentiate between pure silk, artificial silk and wool, health hazards of sericulture and occupational hazard of wool industry. So these are the topics we will be studying today. Okay, starting from what types of silk. Types of silk, there are different types of silk, isn't it? But some main types are mulberry silk, tussar silk, munga silk, eri silk, and matka silk is also there. Many types of silk are there, but the most common one is the mulberry silk. Okay, now regarding silk, okay, China is the first largest producer of a silk, and India followed by India, which is the second producer of what silk. Okay, now let us perform an activity to identify pure silk, artificial silk and wool. Okay, pure silk, if the pure silk fibers are burned, okay, there is no smell, कोई strong smell नहीं होता है, okay, and it extinguishes the fire, okay, and you will see that when it is burned, the residue which is left over after burning is dull black in color, okay, and they are hollow, okay, and if you want to crush it with your fingers, it can be crushed, and this identifies that that is a pure silk. Okay, if the artificial silk is there, what happens? It will melt while burning, and even it gives some smell also, characteristic smell. Okay, but the residue of this artificial silk after burning is also dark in color, okay, which forms bead-like structure. Bead-like structure is formed in all pure silk, artificial as well as wool. Okay, but in pure silk it was hollow and it could be crushed. But in case of artificial silk, it is hard bead and it can't be crushed. Okay, now if we are talking about wool, okay, wool, when it burns, its smell is like the burning hair. Okay, it has that characteristic smell. Okay, now wool is also self-extinguishes, it extinguishes the fire. Okay, and the residue of wool is also dark, dull black in color. Okay, and but here also if you want to crush it, it can be crushed. So this signifies that the pure things like pure silk and pure this wool, they are the natural fibers, and after burning they can be crushed easily. But in case of the artificial silk, it is an artificial, it has been made synthetically, isn't it, with the chemicals, and so it burns and gives hard bead like structures which cannot be crushed. Okay, now let us discuss about health hazards of sericulture. Okay, so when we are talking sericulture, so first thing was what? The cocoons are boiled in water in order to take out the silk threads, isn't it? So while boiling, so many a times, okay, this people have to dip their hands inside, or the workers have to dip their hands inside that hot water, and many a times it gets burned and they get injured. Okay, while boiling, what happens? Tremendous amount of fumes and vapors are released, and these fumes and vapors, it disturbs the workers very much, it affects the workers very much, because if they have asthma problem, it becomes very difficult to respire for them. Okay, respiration becomes difficult. Okay, when these threads are reeled, okay, the workers have to sit for 14 to 15 hours for reeling the threads of this silk, and as the result they have back pains, eye problem in this case. Okay, and next is, you can see that while spinning, okay, tremendous amount of noise is produced, and this noise also disturbs this workers' audible range a lot. Okay, now occupational hazard of wool industry. So wool industry, what is the problem in the wool industry? Okay, actually Here also a problem arises, a disease called sorter disease is observed. Okay, what happens in this actually, this the sorter's job is very risky. Okay, while sorting, what happens, sometimes it gets infected by bacteria. Okay, that bacteria's name is what? Anthrax. And this anthrax causes what? Sorter's disease in case of the workers of the wool industry, which is fatal for them. So here there are occupational hazards of what? Sericulture and wool industry. Okay, now we have studied the whole chapter of this fiber to fabric, wool and silk. Okay, their properties and their types, and you have also studied how can you identify pure, artificial and wool. Okay, pure silk, artificial silk and wool, the occupational hazards. One question is there, that we have studied in the case of wool, that while taking out the hair of the sheep, I said to you all what, that they don't feel pain, but when your hair is taken out from the head, okay, you feel the pain. Now if someone pulls your hair, isn't it? Why is it so? Actually, what happens in case of wool, the hairs are attached to the first layer of the skin, which is dead in nature. So with that thin skin, the wool is removed. But what happens when your hair is pulled, your hair, okay, it is inside also, and their nerves are also present. And as the result, when it is pulled, you feel the pain. Okay, so this is all about the chapter of fiber to fabric. Hope you would have all understood this chapter. Good day, take care.